everyone. In this video, we're going to look at a different sort of problem that requires us to use the sum and difference formulas. So in this case, oh, and there's a typo again. Sorry, these latest packets, I seem to have lots of typos. So we have two arc lengths, S and T. They both end in quadrant 2. And we know that arc length S ends in quadrant 2 at a point where our y value is 2/3, and arc length T ends in quadrant 2 at a point where our x value is -1/3. So let's see, sine y equals 2/3 and x equals -1/3. Okay, so they're probably kind of close together, so we'll figure out when we're done. But let's just say this is arc length S, and we know that it has a y coordinate of 2/3. We don't know its x, but we do know it's y. And then arc length T is sort of going to be in a similar spot. It has an x value of -1/3 and an unknown y. So the first thing we want to find is the sine of S plus T. And the very first step in getting that is going to be to go to our sum and difference formulas. So for this one, we're going to want the sine of u plus v. So it will be a sine u cosine v. So we've got to switch these out. This is for us going to be a sine s cosine t. And then a plus cosine s sine t. Okay, so that's what our formula says. And some of those pieces are really easy. We were given sine s is 2/3. And we were also given that cosine t is -1/3. But if we're going to figure this out, we need to know cosine of s and sine of t. So it's not too bad to get those, but we will have to go back and do a Pythagorean theorem. So we'll go back to this point and say, all right, well, then I know that x squared plus y squared, which will be 4/9, is 1. So x squared is equal to 5/9, which means x is plus or minus √5/3. And I'm in quadrant 2, so I'm going to choose the -√5/3. So that's going to be my value for cosine of s, -√5/3. And then I need sine of t, so I'm going to do similar work, and I'm going to say for this one, x squared will be 1/9. And when I add that to y squared, I get 1. So y squared is 8/9, and y is plus or minus √8/3. Since I'm in quadrant 2, I'll choose the plus, which means this is √8/3. Okay, so again, first piece is just look at what the formula tells you to do. It says multiply the sine of one by the cosine of the other and vice versa, and add them up. And then we need to figure out all of those values. We should definitely have some of that information, but we may have to work for other pieces. And then we can just clean this up a little. We can say that's -2/9 minus √40/9. And then we can mush that all together, -2 minus √40/9. Okay, so that would be my answer for that one. And just to make sure you're really clear on what this is doing for us, this is saying if you have fairly complete information about two different arc lengths. So I can figure out at least both coordinates of the point at the end of arc length S and the point at the end of arc length T. Based on the coordinates of these 2 points, I can find the y value or the x value, if I use a cosine formula, of the point at the end of arc length S plus T. So if we take these two and tack them one on the end of the other, that puts us, let's see, a little more than a quarter. I don't know, maybe towards the bottom of this one. And, well, here we can look. We will have this as our y coordinate. So based on knowing the coordinates of 2 different points, you can find the coordinates of a third point that's sitting at the end of the 2 arc lengths. Okay, let's see. Let's do the other piece. We also were asked to figure out cosine of s minus t. So this is supposed to be taking the first arc length and subtracting off the second. Since those were both kind of towards the top of the circle, we didn't have the best idea of which one was bigger. So this will actually answer that question for us. Okay, so step one, we go to our formulas. We're looking for cosine of s minus t. So over here, we're going to have the plus. So this is going to say we get cosine s, cosine t, and then minus becomes plus, sine s, sine t. And then it becomes a fill in the blanks problem again. So luckily for us, we've already done all the work. All we have to do is pick out the right information. So for s, our x value is negative root 5 over 3. For t, our x value is negative 1/3. For s, our y value is 2/3. And for t, our y value is root 8 over 3. So this time, we're getting positive root 5 over 9 plus 2 root 8 over 9. So root 5 plus 2 root 8 over 9. So again, based on knowing the coordinates of those 2 points, I got the coordinates of an additional point. Oh, I guess it's not really enough information for me to decide. So we can check it out though. If we get a decimal approximation for this, root 5 plus 2 root 8 is about 7 point, whoa, root 5, okay, over 9. Let me finish the problem. There we go. I was going to say that's not on the unit circle. 0.87. So it's telling us we're somewhere over on this side, but it didn't actually tell us whether we're above or below the axis. So without figuring out the y coordinate for that, I couldn't tell you whether the first one was bigger or the second one was bigger. Okay, thanks for watching.